My name is Ioana. I am the admissions coordinator here in the British School of Brussels. Started in the admissions department about 5 years ago. The British school and the British system is not less forthcoming, less flexible. We do offer the IB at the end of the 2 years, at the end of the British School of Brussels. And actually, I perceive it as being even more flexible before we get to the IB, because of the fact that the way we take the students, they have to get access to a very broad international British curriculum, which makes for a very solid foundation to begin with, whilst giving the students a possibility to try out without real life negative consequences what they could be doing later on as a career, right? We get to the GCSE years and then they still have the flexibility of choosing and trying out a little bit, and then we get to the IB. So I see it as the British system being even more flexible and accommodating and comprehensive. AI is becoming a big part of all our lives, in school, outside of school. So we are starting to use AI in schools. The teaching at the moment, I can't give you an honest and true opinion because I don't really have a lot of contact with the teaching staff in terms of sitting in the classroom. What I do know is the fact that AI, for example, can now be introduced in students' portfolios and projects and everything, just as you would do with any reference to a book. You have to put the reference, you have to put where it came from, that is ChatGPT or any other AI source. And this is a way we are actually starting to integrate it. That is the teaching side of school. Admin side of school as well, we have embraced it. We have to. It is quite useful as well. It's a multi-national environment. We come from different cultures. Different cultures mean that saying something in a certain culture can be very, very offensive for others. AI has proven quite useful in making that transition and smoothing out a bit the path. STEM used to be perceived as the way to go, what will put money in your pocket. You get a good job, you have a future secure. Art is a little bit for, the dreamers of this world. I do see that there is a shift in terms of balancing them out. Arts is no longer a not very income attractive path to go. We've had loads and loads of students that come in for the last 2 years of school going very strong on the art pathway. We have future fashion designers, we have musicians that come in. Sometimes the two of them will overlap, and it is really beautiful to see the two of them interact. But I think that the perception is starting to shift, maybe because of the fact that the families are taking a step backwards to see the bigger picture. And the fact that we can have a proper career, a beautiful career, fulfilling in all ways, through the arts pathway as well as through the more scientific and STEM pathway. This is a school that offers a British curriculum, but it is a British international curriculum. We start with a wealth of nationalities, a wealth of job backgrounds. So already the students come on having been exposed through parents, through relatives, through acquaintances who work in very different domains. That's number one. So we already have the battle is half won. We have parent engagement. We have parents that come from, like I said, very many different backgrounds who come in and give talks to our students. Now we're talking about the older students from year 10 to year 13, who are already starting to think about a career, a possible pathway, explaining what a certain sector means, how does it look, how did they get there as well, because we do have people who might have started on the STEM pathway and then ended up in the arts path. So nothing is ever set in stone. For example, we've had a forensic scientist, an alumna, who came to talk to us. She works in forensic science now, and it was mind-opening for some students because sometimes it just doesn't come to mind. Another way is by engaging local professionals. So again, different areas of life, of working life, bringing them in, and again, giving these talks. Students can choose what to go to. This is not mandatory, but by the year 10 step, they do want to have a little bit of an overview of a certain path. Another way to get them used to the idea, adulthood is just around the corner, working life is just around the corner. We have sessions of interviewing. So they prepare CVs, they are interviewed for jobs by our staff members who do not necessarily know the student, so it's quite new for them. We give feedback. We say, this went great, you could work on this. This is a matter of how I perceived you. Maybe you want to work a bit on your the way you sit, the way you speak, the eye contact, and so on. So that's another way we get them kind of prepared. You're never really prepared fully, let's be honest. CV writing as well, letter of motivation as well. So we have a higher education department that is literally in the service of year 10s to 13s in terms of how to. So the how to is given. We hope that they will tap into it later on after they leave us.